Tonight at 5, 2 people are officially charged in connection to a deadly shooting last weekend. Who they are and what comes next.
And construction in the cold. A look at how this winter's weather has affected a major construction project in downtown Madison.
Plus, with a potential government shutdown looming, where negotiations between the White House and Democrats stand.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us tonight at 5, everybody.
Eric Franke is off this evening. We're beginning with developing news in Jefferson, where parents of Jefferson High School students received a letter about an incident involving the misuse of technology.
Our Tanasia Shaw is here with a breakdown of what happened and how the school is handling it. Tanasia?
Hi, Susan and Brady. Right now, we know that earlier this week, Jefferson school principal sent out this email about the incident. A student took pictures of other students at the school and used AI to turn those pictures into inappropriate images without their consent. Those photos were shared with someone from another school district and other students at Jefferson High. Some of the photos were later uploaded to an online folder with a link. Jefferson High School and police are working to get rid of that folder right now. Now, in the email sent out this week, staff asked parents to follow these steps on the screen to make sure that they are more involved in their child's digital life. They ask that you monitor their digital activity, discuss digital consent, and report inappropriate content, but not to share it. Right now, there are a lot of unanswered questions that we are trying to get the answers to. We do not know how many students are impacted or if charges will be pressed. I reached out to police department and Jefferson School District, but no one agreed to an on-camera interview today.
Tanasia, thank you. Now for a look at your first warn forecast, meteorologist Alex Harrington is in the studio. That sunshine felt good today.
Yeah, it does feel good, even though the actual air temperature is 12 outside. A lot of folks are saying on my social media, yeah, it feels pretty good compared to where we've been. And we got one more day, a 13 on Friday. That'd be tomorrow. Then those temperatures climb up to 20 on Saturday, mid-20s, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday all the way up to 32 degrees. Those temperatures are normal for this time of year. I'm going to emphasize that word because I haven't said it very often lately. We're down to 11, but that's still progress being made in Madison at the airport. Got 12 down the road in Middleton and on Highway 14, 13 in Cross Plains. Keeping on the trek on Highway 14, we got 12 in Lone Rock and in Boscobel. Taking the interstate north up towards Camp Douglas, we got an 11, and south and east in Janesville, we got a 10. Wind chills not too bad out there, and that's because the wind not very strong right now out there, but we will pick those winds up a little bit. One more morning with wind chills in the -5 to -15 degree range. So you're going to want to bundle up as we head into Friday morning. Overnight temperatures tonight getting down to about -2, pretty common number across southern Wisconsin with high temperatures in the low to mid-teens again. But look at Madison, look at Monroe, look at Janesville, look at Watertown, over towards Milwaukee. A couple snowflakes entering the forecast. We have a little bit of light snow to track. When I come back in a little while, I'm going to let you know what direction that snow is coming from. It may surprise you, and how much snow can we expect out of that bit of snow? And there is more snow in the forecast to talk about as well. Susan, Brady?
Thanks, Alex. To continuing coverage now of the homicide last weekend in Madison.
A father and daughter are now officially charged in connection to the deadly shooting. This afternoon, 67-year-old Jorge Baez made his initial appearance in Dane County Court. The district attorney charged him with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide. His bond is set at $2 million. Baez's daughter, 44-year-old Melissa Britt Basillo Ruiz, is charged with 6 counts of possessing a gun as a felon. Her bond is set at $90,000. Both are scheduled to be back in court on February 10th.
Police say Baez shot and killed 34-year-old Luis Sotero Herrera on Primrose Lane just before 3 in the morning last Sunday. A probable cause statement police gave prosecutors says Herrera was the ex-boyfriend of Basillo Ruiz, and she shared with her father Herrera was physically abusive to her that night before. Surveillance video allegedly shows Baez heading to Basillo Ruiz's home from Primrose Lane and confessing he killed Herrera. News 3 Now will continue to follow this story online and on air. To receive updates directly to your phone, you can download the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
A 46-year-old Beaver Dam woman is fighting for her life tonight after a crash in the town of Oak Creek. that happened earlier today. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office says at about 12:50 this afternoon, deputies responded to a sedan versus tractor trailer crash at the intersection of County Highway S at Main Street Road. The woman was headed south on Main Street when she ran a stop sign, and that's when a tractor with a loaded trailer hit her car. The woman was flown to the hospital. The tractor trailer's driver was not hurt.
We now know the name of the woman killed in a crash in Verona earlier this week. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office says 48-year-old Elise Constantini died at the hospital. The crash happened at 3 o'clock on Monday along American Way near Batkirk Court. That's near the Verona Costco. Police say Constantini's car left the road and hit a light pole. She was the only person involved. Her death remains under investigation.
Some breaking news. The New York Times is reporting that Democrats and the White House have come to a deal to avoid a partial government shutdown. Tomorrow, Democrats are reviewing the deal, which would fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks, while negotiations to make changes to ICE operations continue. It comes after the second killing of a U.S. citizen by federal agents in Minneapolis. This month, border czar Tom Homan is on the ground in the Twin Cities, taking over the Trump administration's immigration crackdown there. Despite his admission the federal government hasn't been perfect, there remains stark contrasts between how Democratic lawmakers and the Trump administration interpret ICE agents' actions.
If someone masked comes into your home with a gun, that's called a robber, right? And that's what ICE is doing.
By and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump.
It is still unclear when the House will be able to approve the bills after the Senate passes them. We will keep you updated.
And we have an update this evening on Wisconsin's long-troubled youth prison facilities. Governor Tony Evers says a federal court has ended the consent decree at Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake schools. The Department of Corrections entered into that to settle a child abuse lawsuit. It came with dozens of court-ordered reforms that included ending practices like punitive solitary confinement and strip searches. Those reforms have since been codified into state law.
The Evers administration says this is a step toward the governor's goal to close the facilities and move residents to new ones closer to home. A statement from the governor reads in part, quote, "We must continue our efforts in earnest every day to ensure that people are treated with dignity and respect, workers are safe on the job, and that we're using evidence-based data and data-driven practices that save and change lives, reduce recidivism, and keep our communities safe."
Well, if you drive on it, you've noticed John Nolan Drive construction has continued in our cold weather despite the challenges of these harsh temperatures.
Our Nash Dara shares an update on the project and if these freezing temperatures have caused any delays or safety hazards. Nash?
Brady and Susan, during construction, safety is always the #1 priority. But add into the mix below freezing temperatures, just being outside alone can become a health concern. Construction on John Nolan Drive is one of the major Dane County projects happening at the moment.
They will work when it's still cold, even if it's, above zero, but still very cold. And during those days, they have a safety plan set up and they've got a warming shack on site to help workers stay warm.
The prime contractor Zenith Tech, however, did come prepared for the winter, providing a general safety plan for the cold, a plan that prohibits working when temperatures drop below zero to prevent equipment damage, as well as keeping workers safe, which is a standard that has so far been seamless.
Winter has certainly been here. There have been some lost work days, but nothing beyond what was expected in the project planning, especially with winter work like this, we assume there will be some lost days. It's not typical to have this much road work in the winter, but given we've got bridge work over water, winter is actually a good time to do it. For this project, being able to work through the winters is beneficial and keeps things moving faster.
Another concern stemming from the winter was making sure plows and salt trucks would be operational on the busy road, while also keeping up with traffic control.
We have reduced lanes, slower speeds, which is good for the poor conditions. And when there is snow, we need to make sure our plows can get through. And they've been able to plow through the construction site. Bollards and barricades have to get reset up frequently. That's pretty standard fare especially for winter work.
The first winter for construction has not slowed down the timeline of the anticipated road finish coming summer of 2027. Off camera, I was also able to speak with an engineer on the project with the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, and he said, as far as project schedule is concerned, a certain number of days were incorporated, so the overall schedule has not been delayed. Brady and Susan, construction is currently in its second stage with active work being done to the Monona Bay side of the road, where workers are currently removing standing bridges.
Nash, thank you. Up next at 5, an exciting update from the local food pantry.
How a new space will change the way the River Food Pantry can serve the community by fighting hunger.
Plus, it was nice to see that sun out again, right? Oh, that's beautiful. But will that be the case again tomorrow? Alex Harrington will show us in your first Warren forecast.
And how to avoid becoming a victim of those convincing tax return scams. Tips to keep you safe later at 5.
It's News 3 Now's Week of Warmth. We'll be putting this QR code up on your screen ahead of every break during News 3 Now at 5. Please scan to donate what you can to the Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, or you can visit channel3000.com.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
We're back with more local news headlines. Sun Prairie will get more than $200,000 in federal money to improve safety for bike riders and pedestrians. The Safe Streets and Roads for All grant comes from the Biden-era bipartisan infrastructure law. The city will use the money to build temporary mechanisms to calm traffic in areas where injuries are most prevalent. The city will also use the money to complete a traffic study of those high injury areas to identify what other improvements are needed. City officials expect the grant money to be available by the end of the year.
The River Food Pantry is opening a brand new purpose-built facility on Madison's north side on Packers Avenue. The 33,000 square foot building triples the size of the old location, and it's designed to meet the growing demand for food assistance. Community leaders, donors, and volunteers all gathered today for the ribbon cutting to mark the start of a new chapter for the pantry.
This building is important, but it's more than just a building. This new facility represents hope, dignity, and the extraordinary power of community coming together to care for our neighbors.
This is a facility that greets each person who walks through these doors with respect. It's a building designed for efficiency and for warmth. It's a space that says, you matter, you are welcome here, and you are part of this community.
A grand opening celebration is planned for later this summer. Leaders say the goal is simple: to ensure that no one in Dane County has to choose between paying bills and putting food on the table. And join us a little later on News 3 Now at 6 for a look at how all of this was made possible.
And you can also donate to the River Food Pantry while out dining at restaurants participating in Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week. How about that? Well, there are only 2 days left. That's tonight and tomorrow now. You can find more information on channel3000.com. That looks really good.
It does. If you're heading out to restaurants, we're in the teens, but we only have one more very cold day to get through right before. Yeah, look at that.
One more. Woo. One more. Sticks out very, very obviously here. 13 on Friday. I'll get out of the way. You see the 13, then we're up to 20 by Saturday, 25 Sunday, Monday going on into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, that's our highest temperature next week, 32. All those temperatures, totally normal for this time of year. We finally, well, one more day. Then we finally have made it into that pattern where we're going to see normal weather for a change. Right now, a lot of 11s from Madison areas to the east, and some 12s and some 13s for Madison and areas to the west in Dane County right now. Current temperature is 11 right down the interstate, Camp Douglas to the Dells to Madison, and then 10 in Janesville. Wind chills are not terribly cold because the winds are not quite as strong. So when you're got that sunshine, temperatures in the teens, the winds aren't too bad, it feels a little bit better. Thank goodness, right? As we look at those wind chills, not so nice here. Friday morning, 5 to -15 below wind chills. Bundle up. take it easy if you have to be outside, meaning take some breaks. We know folks are working outside in these temperatures, but try to get a little bit of warm time as well. Now, once we get past tonight with actual air temperatures getting down to between -2, -1, 0 in southern Wisconsin, we're going to warm up to 13 to 14 degrees, and a little bit of snow is in the forecast for Madison and areas to the east. Monroe, Janesville, Watertown, over towards Milwaukee. What's up with that snow? That wasn't in the forecast before. Look to the east, 6 o'clock in the morning. Areas right along the lakefront. A lake effect snow band may wiggle and wobble its way just far enough west to catch Madison, Janesville, Watertown, Jefferson with a few snow showers. That doesn't happen too terribly often. Most of the time our snow comes from the north, the northwest, the southwest, and sometimes up from the south, but not so often do we get these lake effect snow bands getting this far west. Now, not expecting much in the way of accumulation, maybe half-inch dusting Janesville. But if you are heading east on I-94, if I get my roads right, over towards Milwaukee, they might get 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 inches where that band is persistent throughout the morning and throughout the day. Then look at the bars here. As we go from Sunday into Sunday night, more snow shower chances. Heading east, meaning going to the right, as we head towards Wednesday. More snow chances, light snow chances, not big snow chances. Not expecting any big winter storms here in our 10-day forecast. Just a little bit of snow to remind us, well, we know it's winter. We're feeling like winter, but it's going to remind us that, hey, Mother Nature wants to say I'm going to keep it looking like winter as we go out into next week. Warm temperatures. Speaking of a nice winter scene, this is from Lodi, north of Madison. Kendra is showing us the photo. The deer are trying to paw at a little bit of that grass to nibble on, as I'm sure there's not a whole lot of food in the forest right now, but there's a little snack for them. And you can scan that QR code in the upper left so you can send us your weather pictures too. My guess is as we head towards the upcoming weekend and next week, we're going to start to see some melting, and maybe we'll see some icicle pictures soon.
Oh, I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say a word.
We're going to get that early May snow now.
Oh, no. No, let's not go there.
It's been a long haul.
Yes, it has.
For you especially. Thank you, Alex. Coming up, News 3 Now's consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn has tips to avoid getting scammed this tax filing season.
Plus, why FBI agents were digging through documents in Georgia and how local officials are responding.
At 5, moving forward.
A former Illinois sheriff's deputy will go to prison for 20 years. Sean Grayson responded to a call from Massey in July 2024. The 36-year-old mother thought someone was outside her home. What happened next may be hard to watch for some of our viewers. Body camera footage showed Grayson shooting her after she picked up a pot of boiling water. Her killing did prompt a change in Illinois law requiring more transparency on the backgrounds of candidates for law enforcement jobs. Her family says 20 years is not enough, and her father says he will work to have Grayson charged federally for violating his daughter's civil rights.
As part of its investigation into alleged voter fraud in 2020, the FBI searched the Fulton County Election Office yesterday. The video here shows agents loading boxes from the elections hub onto trucks. For years, the president has focused on Fulton, claiming he won the state of Georgia in the 2020 election. Trump's pressure campaign culminated in a sweeping state indictment, accusing him of trying to overturn former President Joe Biden's victory there. The president continues to make those claims despite multiple reviews showing otherwise.
Any honest review of these files will show what every previous review has shown. Fulton County elections are fair and lawful, and the outcome of the 2020 election will not change.
All of this is unfolding against the backdrop of the FBI and Justice Department efforts to investigate perceived political enemies of the president.
Here's a look at Wall Street. Today, the Dow is up 56. The NASDAQ is down 172. The S&P 500 is down 9.
With the IRS now accepting tax returns for 2025, we want to make sure that your information is protected.
Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is warning you about the phishing scams designed to trick you.
Tax refund phishing scams often come in the form of robo-emails or texts asking you to click a link and provide personal information like your social security number and your bank account details. That's your red flag. It's a scam. The IRS says only scammers will reach out by text, email, or social media to get your information. You should also beware of callers posing as government agents trying to connect you to a tax resolution officer. That's just another way scammers try to get your information. Report scam messages to the FTC by checking the report junk option on your phone or forward unwanted text to spam. You can track your tax refund by using the IRS's Where's My Refund tool to get updates on the status of your return. And people who file paper returns can do that too. You'll just need to wait about 4 weeks for the status to show in the Where's My Refund app.
Michelle Renee, thank you. Stay with us. Alex has a final check of the weather when we're back.
Coming up at 6, I'll take you inside the brand new location for the River Food Pantry that the community built. We'll show you what your donations made possible in the next 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6.
And we may be getting used to it, or it may be nicer outside, or both can be true.
I think we're getting used to it being not way below zero, and now we'll have temperatures in the forecast when we look at the 10-day, 32 by next Friday. Ooh, it's a heat wave in southern Wisconsin. Relatively speaking, a little light snow to track Friday, Madison areas to the south and east. A little bit more light snow Sunday night going into Monday. We'll talk more about that light snow chance coming up at the 6 o'clock newscast in just a little bit.
All right, we will see you then. Thank you, Alex. And a reminder, don't forget to donate to our Week of Warmth by scanning the QR code. And tomorrow is our telethon.
Yeah, thank you everyone who has donated, and we'll see you tomorrow. And we will be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000 Plus.